Chestermere Rocky View, followed by Bonneville Cove Lake.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Calgary communities of Cougar Ridge, Aspen Woods, West Springs, and surrounding areas are desperately needing some schools. They're not alone on that front. In fact, a group of concerned parents and teachers have created a petition which has received more than 4,000 signatures thus far, asking the minister for help. I'm sure he has seen it. Mr. Speaker, the schools in these areas are bursting at the seams. They literally have no more room for kids. I'd like to ask the minister, will he offer them some help before 2016?
Honourable Minister.
No, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as I think I said in this House a couple days ago, the Premier gave me pretty direct instructions as to get the approved schools open in 2016. I'm working diligently with my staff to do that, Mr. Speaker. And I would say to the honourable member, he should tell those constituents of his that they ought to be very glad that this government is there rather than anybody he's attached to in control, because under this government, under this Premier, we're building Alberta. We're providing those classrooms, and so kids can prepare for the future.
Honourable member.
A couple of points to the Minister of Infrastructure. They're not my constituents. They have two PC MLAs as their representatives. Secondly, the difference between us and government, we'll build the schools, not put in the signs, Minister. Given that parents, teachers and students behind this petition deserve a new school as much as anybody else, will the minister commit to what Wild Rose has been asking for all along, a full public and prioritized infrastructure list to put an end to these kind of guessing games so communities know when they are going to get the schools they so desperately need?
Well, Mr. Speaker, if I was to hold up a blank piece of paper, that would be a list of what they're going to build. Mr. Speaker, the fact is, we have actually committed to a bunch of schools. They're on our website. After the budget today, what's approved will be on the website if it's not already there, Mr. Speaker. Rather than make statements as the members of that party have in the past about how up to a third of the schools approved aren't needed, they should perhaps actually be on side with Albertans and their children that need those schools. This Premier, this government, building Alberta, we're doing it. They would not.
Final supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, this party on this side of the House would build 100 schools and honour every commitment made by that party. The only shovel that minister has is the one that follows him around to the podiums when he makes announcements. Given that this government is building a new school in Elbow Park for 200 students or thereabouts for up to $20 million, I would ask the minister, has he considered building a bigger school at this site or a more appropriate site that would take the pressure off some of the surrounding Calgary communities and put more kids in a new school?
Mr. Speaker, for a party that says that they want to respect local autonomy, I find this line of questioning almost comical. We respect the good work that the local school boards do. We respect their capital plans. When we have situations like we did through the flood, or when they build their regular capital plans, we take direction from them and we try to respond to them because they're on the ground. It's funny how now we're criticized for not building fast enough the schools that they didn't actually want us to build.
Exactly.
Yeah.